Here we go, Ed. Episode 16 of the Ed and Tom Show.
Are you serious? We made it to 16?
16.
The FCC hasn't cut us out yet?
Hell no, they probably should.
No.
But thank God they haven't. I'm Tommy T.
I'm Eddie Rock.
And here we go, the Ed and Tom Show.
Oh my goodness, you poor people tuning in for one more week. Why would you do it? You've had plenty of warning. You knew it was coming.
It's because we're on the YouTubes now.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
The tubes of you.
We are YouTubers now. Thank you for all 40 plus of you that watched the video.
Look at those numbers. And I think we had a pretty good week of downloads too.
Oh, hell yeah.
I hid when I redid the website. I hit our count because I was getting really neurotic about it, and I was checking it like 7 or 8 times a day. So I figured it would be easier for me to just move that off of our front page, so we didn't have to see it every time we looked on there, because I would find myself.
Those are the traits of a needy girlfriend.
I am a needy girlfriend. I've said this many times. I mean, should not come as a surprise to you. How pathetic and needy I really am. So what's the good word, man? What have you been up to this week?
The bird is the word. Burp.
Can you do that? Can you flip people off? I wouldn't.
I don't know if we can or not.
Yeah, you just did.
Oh, I apologize.
Let them know you are here, and that's what you've done. So I appreciate that. But no, it's been a pretty good week. We've had some adventures. We've done some things. We
went hiking again for the second week in a row.
Yeah, I saw you got high as fuck.
Lanikai Pillbox.
Right.
It wasn't. I mean, the reviews were a lot better than the hike. Don't get me wrong. It was awesome view. Shree and I and Tyler had an awesome time. But I was disappointed in the hike itself. Especially the thing is, like, we got 3 pillboxes. Go to all of them. We did, and that third one was not a pillbox. It was like a cement, cooler out in the middle of nowhere.
And so that was not what you were looking forward to getting your hands into?
No, it was just like the distance between pillbox 2 and pillbox 3 was great.
Right.
And you went away from the water and got into the bushes and stuff like that. And then once you get to it, it's like, is this it?
Where was the picture that you sent? Where was that taken from?
That was to the second pillbox.
Okay, so note to self, if I go, stop at pillbox 2. And
pillbox 1, there's some good sites too, but for my favorite was pillbox 2, yes.
That's what I'm saying. So if I do it,
and the really good sites are also walking around in half bathing suits and... There was a girl with a whale tail. I haven't seen a whale tail in like 8 years.
Was it a bikini or was it actually
bikini?
Thong? Okay,
bikini. She was wearing jeans and a bikini underneath it.
Awesome.
And I was like, I even asked Cherie because she was there. I was like, do girls know that they do that? And she's like, I don't know. I was like,
I'm okay with it, but you know the thing, we see so many. We're spoiled being here in Hawaii because everywhere you go, you see midriffs, you see bikinis, you see so many fucking fine women. It's awesome. I love it.
Wet T-shirts everywhere
all the time. I mean, you go down Waikiki, you go to a fancy place, you can go to a really nice restaurant,
P.F. Chang's,
and you'll walk in, and there will be people sitting there in Daisy Dukes and a T-shirt, and their titty balls are wet from their bikini, and they're having dinner, and it's perfectly acceptable. So
yes, and you can almost tell if they've had a Brazilian waxing or not.
Yeah.
God bless them.
Would you ever get waxed?
On my chode?
Yeah.
No.
What about your sack?
Waxed?
Yeah.
No.
What about your mons pubis? Your mandible?
Fuck, my jaw?
No, up on top of your shit.
I don't know. If that was a bet and like I had to get waxed, that would be it.
That would be
everywhere
the spot.
Past that. No, thank you.
What about straight to the crack, all the way down the brown edges? Not from like here, all the way around.
I think that is what a Brazilian is.
I think that's when they paint it all the way through.
It's like crack to clit or whatever.
Crack to back to crack.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That would be painful.
God bless him.
That goddamn Steve Carell when he was yelling Kelly Clarkson.
Ah, Kelly Johnny Clarkson.
I don't know what the hell he'd be yelling then, but it would be some mean shit.
You'd have to put me out like BA on A-Team. We're going for a flight, BA. And then you fucking wax my ass.
Wax, just
Literally wax my ass.
like that's never happened.
Faggot. I said I couldn't say that.
Yeah, you can't say
I'm
that.
sorry. I
You said-
apologize.
again,
It's Tourette's.
our point here at the Ed and Tom Show is not to offend people. It's, we are a safe environment for you to say
I actually
nice
make it
things.
a point that we should offend people.
Oh. Well, again, we're on both sides of the
But
fence
not that way.
here. Yeah, whatever. I don't care.
We do it more of your personality traits,
Right.
not your sexual preference.
Yeah, or we don't like. I think a lot of things that we say are very misogynist and male centric, but it's funny.
At least we think it is.
Yeah, I mean it's funny. You make fun of
We find that people don't enjoy our conversations as much as we do.
right. But there's at least 40 people that do, which is insane because this whole adventure was just designed for 10 other guys for a fantasy football league, and now here we are and doing this thing. So it's cool that that's turned out that way. But what's funny is my wife. I don't even want to call her that because what happened was so gross that it deserves to be mentioned here.
Does Kate know?
No, I don't care. I mean, she's gonna hate me anyways. So
She doesn't listen.
some of our neighbors across the street were like, text her on Facebook. We were at the dentist. Beck was getting her teeth.
Oh, okay. I know what story.
So one of our neighbors texted and was like, "Hey, what's the name of your husband's show? How can I find it on YouTube? Because me and my husband, we'd like to listen to it." As Kate gets this text, she goes like this.
Where's the support, love?
I said, what? And she's like, our neighbors want to know how to find your show on YouTube because they want to watch it. And I was like, okay, well.
Search the name.
She's like, yeah, but you guys say some shit that I don't know that I want to be connected to.
It's not the Kate, Ed, and Tom show.
It's not. It's Ed and Tom show, right? And she's like, well, how do I tell them how to find it?
She spends most of her time on the internet. I'm sure she could search. How do I?
She's had to have heard us mention it, I don't know, 7 billion times. She was there as I purchased the domain name. Like, how could you not know what it is? So then she's like, but I really don't want to tell them because maybe what if you offend them? Who
Let
gives a shit?
let them decide if they get offended.
If
or
they
not.
offended, they just fucking hit stop, right?
Unfollow, unsubscribe.
Yeah, don't listen. But, give them the opportunity to make that decision for themselves. So I'm explaining to her, she's like, yeah, but you guys are just, normal guys, and then you guys say all this weird shit. And I was like, well, think about
We're normal,
we're just normal dudes. Like we're just a couple of Joes, a couple of guys, a couple of fellas.
average dudes.
Dudes. Couple blue collar, not even collared. Well, that's funny because we're wearing blue shirts. And so
Totally not planned.
it wasn't. I was actually, he's
You were
wearing
mad
blue.
that I wore a blue shirt.
Well, the funny thing is I changed because I was actually wearing a Superman shirt when you showed up, and I was doing it. I was doing it in honor of Superman versus Batman.
That's why I did. I didn't wear my Batman shirt because I'm gonna wear Batman when we go watch a movie.
See, you should have wore Batman.
No, I'm wearing it at the movies
No. Here's why you should have wore Batman.
because I support him.
You supported him last week, so that's why I chose the Superman shirt, and so then you fucking bit off on my style.
Maybe
You're
it was by chance. I'm like, I'm gonna make Ed change his shirt. No, I'm not that.
I think you were just one-upping
I'm
me.
not that smart.
I think you were just one-upping me. Foreshadowing. So anyways, so Kate begrudgingly shares out our information, but she asked me, like I said, how do I find this? Back to what we were, regular Joes, right? She's like, you guys aren't comedians. I was like, we're not trying to be comedians. I said, but some of the shit we say is funny.
We've made her laugh.
Right. But where do people start? You have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So do you wait until you get
this
hired
is-
to be a comedian before you start being funny?
This is us as Drake in a wheelchair on Degrassi,
Yeah.
and then started in a wheelchair. Now he's here.
Yeah.
Now the fucker can walk and has people that don't call him on his cell phone anymore.
Healed. So I don't know at what point we're allowed to start being outlandish and doing funny things, according to Kate, because we're not comedians.
I think it is. She is not the police of me.
But she's the police of me. I mean, it's not that I'm going to listen to her.
She doesn't listen to us.
I have zero.
She's just going off assumptions.
Right. She's like, well, I heard the shit you guys talked about. And because she doesn't listen to the show. So we'll talk about maybe some of the most outlandish shit. Like the whole, like, she was really upset about last week's PSA about the.
But she wasn't mad about the food one.
She wasn't mad about the food. Well, because she said. What her criticism was, you can't talk about fucking little kids in the skull until your cock bleeds.
No, yeah,
Totally agree.
Yeah. We
I
said
totally agree.
you can't. That was what we said. You can't do that.
That was the whole point of what we said. Don't say this.
You can't do it, or you'll go to jail.
So how do you teach somebody something that they can't do? You have to tell them, and that's
They
what we
have
did.
to see what wrong looks like, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm not going to do that."
Okay, you know
So,
what? I was thinking about going
You
into
are
a school.
probably the last person that'll ever say that.
It's probably,
And you've
except for
done
just now,
everyone-
right?
Oh yeah. Well, that's history.
And then
archive.
she says, oh, well, you're always talking about having sex with kids.
It's pretty disturbing.
It is, but I don't. But I'm always saying don't.
Yeah, don't do that.
You know, family watchdog, man. I care about people. I care about family. I care about the community, and I just maybe sometimes express it in a weird way.
It's just weird that when you go on to Family Watchdog, that when you get into this neighborhood, there's only one pin, and I park next to it every time.
It's very close. I haven't figured out who it is because the picture just keeps coming up as photo unavailable, but it's close. It's really close to where I am. Google Maps hasn't quite built out.
You are a sick fuck.
Is that what we're getting to here?
Yeah.
Is that I'm
Yeah.
a sick fuck?
Not really sick, but
Gross, disgusting, neurotic, and pukey.
no.
Oh, okay, well, good.
You are some of those things.
But not all of them.
Not all
at one time.
No.
Usually, I am them multiple times, but not all at once.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I can take that.
Yeah.
So-
You kind of were some of those things this weekend during our impromptu poker game that we
How
went
so?
to Saturday night.
How so?
How so? You fucking know. You know.
Well, I only know because
Well, some of the people saw the video of me blasting you into the fucking pool for having your shirt tucked into your jeans with a belt. Fucking PSA violator.
I thought it was going to be funny. I was trying to be satirical. I was trying to be,
That was the justification for you getting blasted into the pool. But
Not cool.
My angst came much earlier. I saw you wearing what you were wearing. I'm like, what the fuck, stick? And then we're sitting at a poker game, and a hand comes up that I just so happen to have a really good pocket.
Mm-hmm.
You fold pre-flop, not involved whatsoever. I was originally going to start this as not even pointing at you. I was going to say some dude, and then reference you. But no, now it's you.
It's me. Don't hold it back. Let them know it was me.
So we're sitting at a poker game, and there's like two other people that know me at this table. Everyone else has never played with me, so they don't know how I play.
Mm-hmm.
You have maybe played with them more or not, whatever.
No, I mean that second
Irrelevant. I have a good pocket, and I'm playing like I have a good pocket.
What'd you end up
dipping
having?
out. Pair of fives. Okay. I had a pair of fives in my pocket, and it ended up coming out. Some people folded because I was betting kind of heavy, and it came out basically there was a possible straight out there. If anyone had a jack, I was fucked.
Okay.
Well, people were betting like they didn't have this jack, and it was that people were like, I don't want to bet. Check, and I fucking boom, I bet. Lost a couple, and then it came to the last card. Jack doesn't come out, so there's no straight on the board, and everyone's checking. And it gets to one guy, and he's like, I don't know, and he puts in the minimum bet, and it goes back, and it comes to Kate, and Kate's kind of like, I don't know, and she puts in the minimum bet, and I come in over the top, boom, like tripled what was in, almost tripled the pot at this time, boom. I put that money in there. As soon as I did that, fucking Chatty McCathy over here. Oh, fuck. If you got money, you better stay in and play against Tom.
That's not what I said.
If I had money, I would always go against Tom. Whatever. Basically saying, If you're on the table, fucking throw your money in because Tom's bluffing.
No. I didn't say that. What I said was I always bet against Tom. I said I wish I was in this hand because I always bet against Tom.
But you weren't. But you weren't.
I was not.
You weren't. So, and then one guy folds, and Kate's like, "Yeah, I'll go in," and I lose to her. If you don't say a word, I firmly believe she would have dipped out, and I would have won that hand.
I don't.
But then from that point on, everybody at the table was calling me. And then I get up to go to the bathroom, come back, and then after a friend, I don't know if we're going to name him.
It's Wyatt, the fucking dick jacker across the street.
Wyatt has a couple more beers in him, and he fucking, "Hey, Tom, I got to let you know, your boy did you dirty. When you went to the bathroom, he told us all that, hey, if Tom's staying in a hand, stay in with him." So you fucking outed me on a table that I know nobody. So the one thing that I had was people here had never played with me. So nobody knows my tells. If I have any, I don't know. And you, out of everybody, have played with me more than any. And you fucking outed me. I call you a best friend, and you fucking kick me in the dick when I'm not looking.
You call me best friend?
I just did.
That's
but
awesome.
You didn't. You were acting like a worse friend.
So let me say this. That term, me saying I always bet against Tom, does not just sit on that poker table.
It did this time. I've never got mad any other time you said that, but when I'm at a table with nobody I knew Wyatt, you and Kate. That was it. Everyone else, maybe, hey, how's it going? First time where we're actually putting money on the line. And I'm just well.
For the record, I say this all the time. I've said it in our fantasy basketball league. I've said it in fantasy football. I've said it in all of them. So this isn't a unique thing that all of a sudden that day I decided to come up with it. When I
don't think you ingenuously did it on purpose.
Right.
Afterwards, you maybe the little Jiminy Cricket on your shoulder is like, ooh, yeah, man, there's money involved in this. Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
No, that was only after you had said something. What I was trying to get to before you interrupted me again is I say that everywhere, and so I wasn't in the hand. I was just having casual conversation with the guy next to me, saying, "This is how I am with this guy," not connecting it because when we've played poker here at the house with friends. By the way, we would never gamble for money because I think that's illegal in the state of Hawaii. So he's talking about just the chips that we had. They were just imaginary chips. So it was like he threw 10,000 fucking pickles out there.
They were candy bars.
Oh, candy
They're
bars.
literally candy bars.
That little goddamn kid. So anyways, I was saying it in conversation, and I've said it here, so it's something that I say often. Understanding now, looking back, that probably wasn't the time to bring it up. But I was. That was the reason. It wasn't intentionally to try to fuck you over in the game, which I think, which in another way, it could have actually helped you had you. This is where I turn things. It could have actually helped you because it baits everybody into, oh, if Tom's betting big, I'm going against him. And then if you have a monster hand,
that's a nice way to swing it.
They have a fucking way to. Now I'm just banking you in, and you ended up staying at the table. I think you ended up going out.
Just missed the money.
Fourth.
But guess who got money?
I did feel bad about that.
You and Kate.
Yeah, I won. Well, we chopped. We got to the end. I had the most, and then we just said, we'll split. I think we had like 7 Hershey Kisses that were on the side that the winner was going to get to take home.
But I did not win.
You didn't. But hashtag that's Tom. You never win.
With no help, with added help. Thank you.
That part.
Thank you so much.
That part I own.
That's not the first time you've. Well, I won't say it was. Well, it was your house, so it's your fault.
Okay.
When Kate's dad, I got welkied.
Yeah, you did. But that was my fault as well.
Oh yeah, it's your fault because it was your house.
Yeah.
But there is some like, well, maybe he can't really out his father-in-law like that in front of people.
Honestly, that was lack of experience. That was the first like big group game that I had ever ran, and we. I
was there for that.
Yeah, we had 1, 2. I think we had 3 tables that were full,
big.
And everybody was in. And what had happened was my father-in-law bought in
his son.
It was
son-in-law,
his cousin. I think it was Kate's cousin. He bought in one of the other family members.
Yeah.
So when the family member went to leave, Rick was like, "Well, I'll just take his chips." And I was playing at another
Which
table.
totally doubled him up, and the whole time I'm like, no, you can't do that.
I was
and
playing
it just
at-
happened. I'm like, fuck.
I was at another table, and you actually even came over and asked. You were like, hey, you can't do this. And at the time, I was like, well, it makes sense. Now, knowing, having a lot more experience, I'd be like, hell no, you leave, fucking put your chips away and get the fuck out. We just got your candy bars.
We just took your candy bars.
So I do apologize that I outed you. I would have said that in any conversation.
And you have.
Right.
But that was, like I said, the only reason why I got a little flared up is because I didn't know anybody there.
Right.
And now everybody knows me, and I don't know anybody else's shit.
Yeah.
So thank you, and fuck you very much.
You're welcome, my friend. Or should I say, my best friend.
You worst friend.
Yeah. So what I was trying to do is I was trying to be funny because we go over to the pool and it was a little chilly.
Ooh, it got cold.
It got
dude.
cold. So
Like 65.
yeah, it got way down there.
Oh,
and there was like a light breeze. And, we were sitting out there by the pool and the palm trees and the hot tub. So I was wearing like some board short and like some pool clothes, right? And I was like, I'm gonna go change. So I come back to the house and I throw on like a pair of sweats and a hoodie, and I was like, how fucking funny would it be if I come over there just straight PSA violating? So I got the fucking biggest belt buckle I could find. I put on the tightest pair of pants I had. I wore a George Strait t-shirt tucked into my pants, and then threw on my cowboy hat just because I wanted to fucking take it as far as I could. And this cocksucker, unbeknownst to me, is over in the corner filming shit. Right? If you haven't seen it, go check out our Twitter timeline, or even better, I would even say better, go check out YouTube. If you go look at our channel, The Ed and Tom Show, you'll see.
Teats Presents PSA Violator.
So, but I don't think, are both videos up there? The first one and the second one?
Yes, the one where you, where I was calling you out.
Right.
And then blue.
And then the hate.
Yes.
So he's calling me out on
One's
this video.
pregame, one's now angry Tommy T.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there talking to my neighbor, and we were. He was interested in getting the Edge 7, and so I'm over there. I'm fucking showing the guy my phone. I'm like, yeah, man, this is the great thing about it. This is the great phone. Da 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 da. And next thing I know, out of fucking nowhere, Terry Tate, the dickhead linebacker, fucking hammers me from behind. I go flying into the pool, and I mean, I was like, what the fuck just happened? And then you start screaming in my face.
Yeah, that's what you get for tucking your T-shirt into your jeans.
You were a son of a bitch for that. I deserved it.
You're welcome.
I deserved it. But I thought it was funny. I didn't get mad. I thought it
If
was
you
funny.
didn't have the S7, I wouldn't have done it.
I don't know. I think you might have.
No, those are expensive.
Yeah.
I respect the gadgets.
You respect the gadget.
I'm respecter gadget.
Respect the gadget, not the man.
Respect the gadget. I would definitely respect the phone.
So it
more
was
than you.
fun. Now, we did get contact from somebody that we may have offended last week. It might have been said that we handled things, I won't say poorly, but differently than others may have handled when calling somebody out. Is the bitch? The bitch is in here.
She need to go? Oh, you lay down. Would you lay down, girl?
Callie's fucking wandering. You might actually see her on screen there. Yeah, maybe not. So we found out last week that somebody had stole our show. For lack of better terms, they had stole our show. The idea, the premise, some of the questions, our website.
It's like designing a set of Nikes and then calling them bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we decided to let him have it on the show. The funny part was when we text him, it was like, hey, have you listened to the show yet? And he's like, oh, I'm listening to it right now.
About halfway through.
About halfway through. And all I could say was, buckle up. Yeah. And he says, so are we talking a half a can of lube or a full can? You better borrow some from the neighbors.
Yeah.
And if you didn't catch the show last week, I would definitely catch that part where we just fucking unleashed on this dude. And he came back and he says, hey, he didn't answer us that night because
he was really nice about it.
He was.
I think he had some time to sleep on it, and
he emailed
apologized.
us.
Yeah, he kind of apologized and then said, hey, this is where I'm going with this. Always wanted to do this. You guys kind of like paved the way for me, basically gave me pointers and stuff like that. I apologize for not telling you guys, because that was the big thing. I was like, hey, you're a friend of ours.
Right.
Why you're doing some shit that we're doing, and we want to support you, and that's what it was.
Right.
But and then stealing our shit. We had to Tupac versus Biggie there for a little bit.
We wouldn't be men if we didn't do that.
No,
We would not be men.
And he took it like a man.
He did.
And I appreciate how he came out.
And
So-
we told him as we talked to him, look, dude, we're not mad at you. I actually even said to him in an email when I responded to him, I said, look, 99% of that was you deserved it. Like, we just had to give it to you a little bit, and you wouldn't respect us if we did anything less.
Yeah.
Because if we let somebody else off the hook for that, there's no way he would respect us.
Anybody else, we wouldn't even be talking about you right now.
Right.
Or it'd be a rage number 2.
Right.
Yeah, you're still fucking doing it.
The other 1%, though, I would say was pride. I'm proud of him that he was doing something, that he was putting himself out there, that he was going for something that he enjoyed. So those were the two sides. And so I want to say this. What he also said was he's away right now on business. A lot of folks know what Brett does, and he's away. He'll be back late April, and since then he's actually come back and asked some questions about, hey, equipment, how would you guys handle some things? So we've given him some advice, and him and his brother are planning on picking it up and actually getting serious about it, because they weren't being serious, and that's why they didn't.
It was just like test runs, if you will.
Yeah.
But they put it out there for the world to see.
Yeah.
So I guess what better way to get better input but for the world to see it?
Yeah. So you got all the input you could goddamn need. But when
Get your shit right, get it tight, and we're proud of you.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. So we're looking forward to that. But he did call back. He wanted the listeners to know that what his intent was, and he was not being a douchebag.
No.
So much like me, maybe at the poker table, not realizing I was being a douchebag, but a douchebag nonetheless. It has been said a time or two that I do have some douchey traits.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Cherie has called you out many times.
Yeah. And she always says to me, she's like, and that's not douchebaggy?
Yeah. That's where she pushes the button, and you're like, oh.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
When we're talking about douchebags, we're generally talking about me.
I don't have a clean slate whatsoever.
So here's where we're at, Tom. So I think we need to talk about March Madness in basketball.
Yes.
But
No, well, at the same time, it's so bittersweet.
I think we're gonna do something a little different, if you don't mind. The bitch is gonna have to go out.
She's got to go.
I don't want to pause this because I'd have to pause the camera, pause this. It's going to cause you more editing. I want to give you a second. You can just start talking about the games. You can start covering them, and then I'll take care of her, and then I'll dip back in.
Word.
You talk to the people.
Hey, people. Fuck Sticks leaving. So
Lucky people.
All right. So, the Teats March Madness bracket, or excuse me, pool is up and running. We got quite a good following. 14 people signed up, and apologize to Mitch Lester. Called you out for Ed said you were going to sign up and you didn't, and I was like, oh man, it's like, he ain't going to sign up, and sure as shit you proved me wrong and you signed up, and you're actually tied for third place with Chano. So right now leading the way is Dale Buchanan, that motherfucker. Goddamn takes the fantasy football championship from us, the FIB fantasy football championship, and right now he's leading the way with 45 total points. My son Tyler is in second place with 44. Chano and Mitch tied for third. Brett Allen, the guy we were just giving shit for his podcast, is in fourth, and yours truly in fifth. So, followed by Gregory H. Don't know you. Thanks for signing up. Jeff Munley. Brent, who has said he just wants to beat me, is not beating me right now, so eat a dick. Stephen Alvanese right behind him. And then A-Rock with no pick for a champion. He made all his picks and didn't fucking make a pick for a champion. And then wants me to bet against him. I'm like, I'm not betting against an incomplete bracket. It's like betting against somebody that is being brought onto the field by March of Dimes. It's like, hey, it's a good showing, but it's not really going to happen. So there's no glory in betting against an incomplete bracket. One, if I beat him, I'm like, well, what the fuck? It doesn't matter. Two, if I lose, fuck that. I lost to an incomplete bracket. But right now, it doesn't look like I'm going to. Well, he could, if he goes 100% the rest of the way, he can beat me. But that's not happening. And then we have Ryan Hubbard and then Damon Kenner. But none of you guys will be last place because last place has already been decided because this person signed up and made 0 picks. Sorry, Jeff Steinlage. I have to call you out. You are the weakest link. You did not make any picks. You are the Teats March Madness loser. But in March Madness, you are a Kansas fan, and a lot of you have picked Kansas to win. So the only way I get it is if Kansas loses, I might have a chance of winning because I had Michigan State winning it all. But in the first round, Middle Tennessee, a 15 seed, Middle Tennessee goes from the tip, goes 15-2. 15-2, and they don't look back. They win 90-81, upsetting the number 2. Now, the reason why that is so painful is 38.6% of all brackets that were completed this year had the Spartans playing for the national championship. That's almost 40% of all brackets had Michigan State playing in the national championship. 22.3% had them winning the whole thing. The only other team higher than that was 25%, and that's Kansas. So as a 2 seed, they were favored more than any of the other 1 seeds. So that's how critical that loss was. So just from the word jump, day 2 of round 1, brackets busted, tears. Oh, man, it was horrible. Horrible. And then, to top it off, their next game, Middle Tennessee, loses by 25 points. I think they lost by 25 points. Either way, they lost. So, Middle Tennessee, Cinderella season over. So, and then, if you haven't seen it, Northern Iowa, number 11, Northern Iowa, they beat Texas with a half-court buzzer beater. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And then, to top that off, their next game against A&M, Texas A&M, they blow a 12-point lead with 35 seconds. Officially it was 44 seconds left, but in all actuality, they blew 12-point lead in 35 seconds, and then lose in double overtime to Texas A&M. Oh, talk about an implosion, man. Oh, the coaches, after the game, the coach's post-game interview, it was actually pretty good. I was like, wow, really? I don't know how I would react to that. So Northern Iowa's out of it. Texas A&M goes on to Sweet 16. And then another game, Stephen F. Austin beats number 3 West Virginia in the first round and then loses to number 6 Notre Dame with a last-second tip-in by Rex Pfluger and lose by 20, or excuse me, yeah, in the last second tip in, there's like a second and a half left on the clock, and that's
what
it.
What the fuck's going on in here, you sons of bitches? What the fuck are you doing?
Johnny Nom's here to talk.
That's goddamn right, Johnny Nom's here.
I hope we're still recording because the screen went fucking blank over
Why don't
there.
you shut your goddamn mouth and let Johnny Nom talk about it? God damn it. The fuck are you doing in here?
Talking about March Madness.
Nobody gives a shit about March Madness. We need to talk about the Donald I've been out there at the goddamn rallies. I've been there on the front lines. I've been fucking rooting with the Donald at every stop. And I'm telling you, this goddamn Trump is talking the truth.
Fuck Trump.
No. God damn it. You son of a bitch. Don't make me.
Fuck. We're not talking about politics here, Johnny.
Listen.
No.
Listen, hey, I'm gonna punch you in the mouth. I was at a fucking rally the other day, and this cocksucker came up and was saying some shit, and Donnie tells me, "Hey, Johnny, punch him in his goddamn
He
face."
knows you, but you guys are on first name basis.
Am I? What? Are you fucking listening to me? Says Johnny. Johnny, I know you've been through this shit. Johnny, I know you've seen things
In the Wisconsin National Guard.
that people have never seen. You don't know what I've been through.
You said this last time you were here.
Are you gonna let me finish? And so he says, punch the guy in the face, and I got you covered. So I fucking went hacksaw Jim Duggan on this bitch. Right in his kisser. And you know what? That goddamn Donald wasn't there for me. I spent 7 days in the pokey getting butt fucked by every goddamn race, color, and creed you'd ever want to know. And that
Well, that's what you get for going to a goddamn rally. What do you think's going to happen? Were you going to change the world, Nom? Were you going to change the world?
me and 200,000 of my best friends were there supporting Trump, trying to keep America American.
You have 200,000 best friends.
They were all there. Trump, 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 we said.
What if you guys were? What if the word was butt sex? Butt sex. Would you guys be screaming that too?
Well, that's what happened to me when I was in the pokey. And
You got a little pokey, huh?
it wasn't, well, I probably shouldn't have told you about that. They had to put me in ISO. You ever spent ISO? It reminded me of being a POW locked up away by myself.
POW, huh? But you said you never been anywhere.
Well, it was partying without women. It was, and I can't spell
Those
either.
VFW,
I've been there too.
VFW.
A lot of
huh?
war. But look, I'm gonna get out of here. I just wanted to come in and let you fuckers know.
Who you picking to win the national championship?
Probably Obama.
Is that a college basketball team?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'll tell you what, though. Every time you see me at a rally, know that Johnny's there to keep America American. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here and let you little fruitcakes play with yourselves. God damn it. I got things to do. You son of a
Hey,
bitch.
careful with the cancer cans.
Fuck you.
Well, that was fucking eye-opening. Well, Johnny Nom getting fucking butt plugged in fucking the pokey for punching some dude that Trump told him to. And then Trump didn't have his back. Imagine that. Or did he have his back? Maybe Johnny Nom wanted that shit. Well, we'll never know. He's a fucking crazy sumbitch. But anyway, Stephen F. Austin beats West Virginia and then loses to Notre Dame. Last second tip in. Notre Dame goes to Sweet 16. But my favorite, and yours, no, probably not, but my favorite team, and a lot of other people that listen, and from the state of Washington, the only school from the state of Washington to represent in the tournament, Gonzaga. I thought it was going to be really hard to beat Gonzaga, to beat Seton Hall. We beat them by 16. Then we advance to play number 3 Utah. Yeah, what the fuck was that, dude?
What the fuck did I miss?
Johnny Nom, dude.
Take a
We're
dog.
talking basketball, and he brings in his getting butt fucked at a fucking Trump rally or in prison after a Trump rally. So
I have no idea. I'm gonna have to wind that shit back. That sounds. I saw him come storming out. I was like, "This fucking dude, who's this?"
Kate let him in
I have nobody's here. It's just me and
because
you.
he just walks in.
It's just me, you, and this fucking
See where
worthless
he went?
watchdog.
You see where he went? He could be in the neighbor's house.
He took off. He might. I don't know. Fucking bum.
Anyway, we're talking about Gonzaga right now.
Hey, they're doing pretty well.
Yes. So we're playing in the round of 32. We play number 3 Utah. Number 3 Utah. At Vegas, we're a 1-point favorite, which I was very surprised. But holy hell, I watched this game. We were up by 30 at one time. I think maybe even 31 points we were up. And we just beat the brakes off the Utes, man. They had no chance. They had no chance. Beat them by 23. We advanced to the Sweet 16 yet again as an 11 seed to play the number 10 seed, Syracuse, which Matthew Berry has said that that's his. Notably, has said that that's his favorite school.
Matthew Berry, the senior fantasy analyst at ESPN. I think it's Matthew Berry at TMR.
Yeah, at Matthew Berry TMR.
Yeah,
the Mr. Roto.
He might know a thing or two about basketball.
Yeah, yes, he does. But I think Gonzaga is going to beat. To answer one of Dale's question, I think Gonzaga is going to beat Syracuse. And we're going to go on to the Elite Eight, and then that's probably where we're going to dip out, depending on who's there. With Michigan State losing in that bracket, it's more likely going to be Virginia playing in the Elite Eight, and that's who, if we beat Syracuse, that's probably who we're playing.
That's what I was thinking. That was my prediction from a long time ago.
But anyway, I think Gonzaga makes it to the Elite Eight. I hope they get it farther than that, but that's where they're at. And that is basketball, other than the fact that we haven't talked about you not being able to look at your picks.
Yeah, I've been
I did
having
mention
some
that
digital...
I did mention that you did not make.
Apologize.
You did not make a pick at the champ. You made all your picks except for the round where you get 32 points if you correctly pick the winner. So what they call the money round. Right. You did not make a pick.
Do I still have teams going forward?
Yes, you actually could project your projected points if you were to go 100% the rest of the way. You would beat me if I went 100%.
Really?
Yeah. But that's because my championship team is gone.
Oh, okay.
Your final four, at least your championship game, I think, is intact. You have Duke and North Carolina.
Do I? Maybe.
I can't remember.
Do you remember when I was talking about, did I mention how I was trying to find a chicken, like a bracket that was picked by like a chicken or an animal? Because that's what I wanted to copy. I wanted to fucking find one done by like an orangutan or a chicken or a dog, and then and use that as my bracket. But I couldn't find one. I found one that a dog picked last year, but I figured just copying his bracket from last year wasn't going to do me very well this year.
No, you have Duke and North Carolina going, but you didn't pick a winner. They are both still in it, but
I don't need.
Actually, your final four is all intact. You got all number one seeds except for Duke, and I actually think Duke loses their next game.
I don't. I was when I was doing the numbers and I was doing the math and I was talking to the sports bookies and I was really doing some analysis. I was talking to Matthew Berry. I was talking to.
You weren't talking to. You were talking to yourself.
He lives in here too. And then the picks I came up with, I stand behind 100%.
You have to. They're yours.
I just don't know what they are sometimes.
Yeah.
So, well, good. What place are we sitting at? Who's leading?
Dale.
Is he?
Dale's leading by 1 point. Tyler's in second. Chano and Mitch are tied for third. Brett Nallen is in fourth. I am in fifth. Greg is in sixth.
Good job, Greg.
Munley is seventh.
My man.
And Brent is tied with Munley. They've been tied like the whole time, so I think one of them filled out both brackets for them.
No. Have you ever seen them?
Not in the same place. Actually, I've never met Jeff Munley.
It could be the same person.
Yeah.
We don't know. Brent.
If they are, then fucking Jeff needs to step up as UFC correspondent.
Let's put it this way. I don't want to insult Brent by people thinking I'm talking about Brett.
No. Two different people.
Brett Nallen is the show thief.
Totally different people. Brett Nallen
is a dick jacker.
Brent jacks his dick.
Yeah, and I believe he is
Jeff's dick.
A lover of Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff is a cool dude, though. You'll meet him because he was supposed to come for our fantasy football draft last year.
God, I can't wait till the draft.
But he said I didn't give him enough time, and I honestly don't think that he wanted to invest time, money, and energy because he didn't know what he was getting into. But now he's like, I'm coming.
I'm in a fucking pool with these ADD motherfuckers, and we may have a little bit of Tourette's.
How can I lose? So I think he's coming this year. At least he said he was going to.
We got to figure out what we're doing for that draft.
Yeah,
I don't think Dave & Buster's is a go again.
Yeah, maybe not.
There wasn't some. I mean, Dave & Buster's is awesome, but for a draft, it was a lot. It was at least where they put us. It wasn't in the network.
Yeah.
You had more issues than most.
I did. Oh, the girls are home. Kate and them just came home. So this is the first. We've done this show week after week, and Callie has been fine. And then all of a sudden, now she wants to stop pestering us. It's only because we're on video. So check this out. Kate and them just got home. Callie will be back up at the door in about 3 minutes, scratching on wanting to get in here. And then we should be fine for the rest of the show. So
a lot of things going on.
UFC, we had a fight night.
Yeah, which was, I mean, other than the the main event, really uneventful.
Well, no. Did you see the chick fight, Becca Rouse and some chick from Korea? That was a fucking awesome fight.
Was that their blood on the mat?
No, they weren't really bloody, but these chicks were throwing punch after the whole fight, 3 rounds. Just really, really solid shots to the face. It was really fun to watch. The only criticism I have is against Rouse, who ended up winning, by the way. Awesome fighter. Her nickname, Rowdy.
No.
Yeah.
She can't be Rowdy.
That's what I said. I was like, you can't be Rowdy.
That's like Donald Cerrone and the guy he just fucking Alex Oliveira.
It's like Brett Allen just stealing your shit. You can't have the same name.
No, can't be nailing this shit up.
So yeah, that was the other thing. But that was a really entertaining fight. But the Frank Mir fight was pretty good.
I actually would call it the Mark Hunt fight.
Yeah, the Frank Mir Mark Hunt fight. I did not realize that Mark Hunt was 41 years old, almost 42.
Yeah. If he was younger, man, and he was doing what he's doing now, and I think it's a lot of the people that they're putting in front of him. Yeah. But
because they were the number 10 and 11 contenders.
Yeah, and Frank Mir is declining. He was on a little bit of a win streak, but it's like. Yeah. Who you beating?
So again, another free fight. So
first round knockout,
and it wasn't a hard shot from what it appeared.
Right behind the ear, right there, right by Mark Hunt would probably, like if I hit you behind the ear like that, you're probably just seeing a little bit of. Same with you. And hit me, I'd be like, "Fuck, what the hell?" But Mark Hunt punches anybody right there.
He's a big dude.
Don't know where the fuck you're at. Frank Mir went down. He had no fucking clue. The ref, all he had to do was look down at him, and he's like, "Okay." And Mark Hunt even walks by him, and he's like, "Ooh."
Yeah, he was done. The other cool thing during that though, they replayed some of that interview between John Jones and Cormier. Where Joe Rogan sat in the middle of it. Have you seen any of that?
Yeah, it's fucking. I don't like Cormier as a fighter, but I like him as a personality for UFC. And John Jones, before he was a douchebag with all his antics out of the octagon and shit, he was becoming my favorite fighter. Now that GSP doesn't fight anymore, hopefully he comes back, but I doubt it. So he was going to be my favorite fighter because I was like. But now he's a douchebag. But still love him as a fighter. Cormier as an attitude. You mix that together, you get shit out of John Jones that you wouldn't normally see.
Right.
They actually fought in that hotel lobby. Remember that? Yeah. Before the first fight. So, yeah, that interview is awesome.
They did a really good job, and so they replayed that. So that was fun to watch and to kind of see that. So that's just I know it's marketing. I know it's building. I mean, we're going to end up getting the fight because of it. I mean, seeing John Jones come back, this is the best fighter that I've ever seen in the UFC.
Yeah,
and never lost. Lost to himself.
He has a disqualification,
Disqualified.
Which it's kind of a gray area.
3 points of contact, knee thing, so disqualified. But the only person that's ever beat him is himself.
Yep.
And it'll be neat to see him get back in there and do his thing. And
I see it's a lot of Anderson Silva I see in him.
Yeah, the showmanship.
Where he got he doesn't do the cocky things during the fight like Anderson Silva does, but I think a lot of that was he was getting bored. I think Anderson Silva, probably one of the greatest of all time to step inside the octagon, he's getting bored with the people they're putting in front of him.
Yeah.
And he's been vocal about that. And Dana White and him they're not clicking. Well, some of his cockiness and now his age has caught up to him.
Got him knocked out a couple times.
Now we're seeing the Anderson Silva that we know now. But hopefully that doesn't happen with John Jones, because once if Daniel Cormier loses to John Jones, of course there'll probably be a number 3, a rematch to break the tie. But really, I mean, there's really there's nobody sticking out in my mind right now that is contending for that belt.
Kind of like when Tyson was at his prime.
Yeah.
You just couldn't put anybody in front of him
Yeah.
to contend because he just beat the fuck out of him. And John Jones, for his out of the octagon, I was going to say off the field, out of the octagon antics that are questionable, and maybe if we're talking about role model and stuff like that. Although if your kids are like role modeling after UFC fighters,
Well, there's some you can look up to, but
yeah.
but
and
when
I'm
that
not
shit like that, that's.
But when you do those things,
yeah,
you're
it's-
just taking away from, you're just distracting away from how great you can be in other areas.
It's just like me when I was a baseball fan as a kid. I was a huge Giants fan, but my favorite player played across the bay in Oakland, Jose Canseco, and he totally ruined it. Totally
the bitch
ruined
is back.
baseball for me.
So I think John Jones has something to prove. Honestly, I would not want to be Daniel Cormier.
No, I do not want to be Daniel Cormier. He's going to get paid for getting his. I don't know if it's an ass beating, but I do believe
There's going to be
John
some fury
Jones comes
unleashed.
away with that win. And the only thing Cormier has on him is he's not rusty.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
But the next fight night, April 10th, only reason I want to talk about it is because Ben Rothwell is fighting. The big name is Junior Dos Santos, but I believe this is going to be Ben Rothwell's fight. He, I believe, has taken the role of best heavyweight submission artist in the heavyweight division, taking that away from Frank Mir, because Frank Mir's, I think, on his decline or halfway down his decline. And I think Ben Rothwell, he's got a lot of fights, but not a lot in the UFC. But he has he is on a 4-fight win streak, and 2 of which are by submission. And he's just, for as big a dude as he is, man, he's fast. He's fast for
I'm
a
not
big.
familiar with him. I don't know that I've seen him fight.
You did. Actually, no, you didn't. This is Ben Rothwell.
Okay. I don't think I've seen him fight.
His last fight, he choked out Josh Barnett, and then Mitrone the same way. But anyway, I think you will enjoy this fight.
Yeah.
If you watch it, I think you will enjoy it, and I hope you see I actually see that Ben Rothwell is ranked number 4, one more than Junior Dos Santos. And Dos Santos is kind of he's lost 3 of his last 5, including when he lost the belt to Velasquez and the rematch. So he's kind of on a decline, but I think we're going to see something special in Ben Rothwell.
When you have guys like, going back to Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, when you have guys like John Jones, these are, I don't want to say once in a lifetime, but these are people that are above average. Most people make a rise, get their championship, and then they decline. I mean, that's at the very pinnacle of your career. To be able to hold it that way takes something so special. But it's easy for us to try to compare everybody to those kind of people.
Yeah, and it's not fair.
And it's not
fair.
because we take away, Frank Mir only had the title for a little while, or
And it
Dos
was
Santos had it
forever
for a little.
ago. Yeah.
But they were still there. We diminish it because they're not the, Joe Montana that can win forever, the Brett Favre that can win forever.
Yeah.
It's that, here and there, and we call them one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah, one hit of the greatest goddamn thing that you could ever
Yeah.
do in your life.
And now you've got weight classes, so now you can specialize at a weight instead of fighting somebody that outweighs you by 60 pounds or whatever. So now you have your weight class. So now your competition, depending on just luck of the draw, I guess, or whatever weight you decide to fight at, your competition may or may not be there. So it could be easier for you to hold
Right,
hold
as
that
opposed
belt.
to.
But that's you.
But
You are doing that.
You mess around and get into John Jones's weight class, it's fucking. You're never gonna get that title.
Or you're Nate,
For the
or
most
you're,
part.
yeah, or you're Nate Diaz and you choke out fucking Conor McGregor.
Yeah, but that again, but not in the same way. But not in.
Conor McGregor chose it.
He did,
Not to
but-
fight Nate Diaz though.
Right.
Right.
But that was problematic. But
Yeah.
look, we're an hour into this. We're still talking about sports, man. We got other shit.
Love it.
I know.
Love it.
But this isn't just a sports show. We got other shit to talk about. We got.
No, this is our podcast. We can talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about.
And I'm telling you, I want to move on. Let's talk about some fucking movies because we got some pretty exciting shit this week.
Trey Walker died.
Oh yeah.
Trey Walker died, cornerback for the Baltimore Ravens. He was a rookie last year. He, for the most part of the year, he was on practice squad. Then called up.
He did some special team stuff.
Yeah, I did. That's basically all he did. Was he played in like 4 or 5 games, made a couple tackles, but he did it. He made his dream come true. He was an NFL player. Got into a dirt bike accident in a intersection in Miami.
Not wearing a helmet.
Smashed into a Ford Escape. Had surgery all night. Died the next evening.
Yeah.
So, feel sorry for him and his family.
And to the Ravens fans, I mean, just a huge loss, and for the NFL, anytime you see, I mean, we laugh and joke. Matter of fact, when we get done with this, I'll tell a funny story about a guy that died, and we're all going to laugh about it. But you know, in reality, these are people that have families and have lives, and we don't want to take that for granted or glass over that because you know we definitely. And everybody said, well, what if that was someone you know? Well, I would feel bad, you know, but. You know, I'm sorry, it sucks. You know, the NFL lost somebody.
Yeah.
But on a lighter note, somebody died here in Waikiki last week.
I don't know how lighter that is, but yes, I know where you're going with this. I heard you told me about this.
So, have you ever been somewhere where you have seen people that, like, there's the curb and they stand on it?
Yes, and I've noticed in some cultures, some Asian cultures, there is no personal space. They don't know of it, or they don't. It is not looked as an infringement. If I'm standing a centimeter away from you and there's nobody else around you, they're oblivious to that.
Right.
So I put that as hey, they're in China getting ready to walk across the street. There's fucking a million people behind me. I've got to make room for these people. Or hey, I got to be first in line to get as soon as it's a good idea to walk button comes on or light comes on. I've got to go.
Right. In America, we generally look both ways before we cross the street. We don't expect that people are going to stop. We want to make sure.
Yeah.
So this guy is standing very, very close to the edge. His shit is so funny. And he sneezes. And when he sneezes forward and a fucking bus comes. Bam, dead on the scene. He fucking sneezed his way into traffic and got killed downtown.
God damn, man.
I mean,
That shouldn't be as funny as it is.
it should be. But if you fucking sneeze your way into death,
Boom!
oh my god! When I heard about that, I just started laughing. I couldn't help it, man. I feel bad. Somebody died. Somebody lost their life. You're insensitive. I get it. But goddamn, if you go out funny, we got to talk about you. Just like the selfie people, just like Jessica Marie Anderson.
Yeah. Taking a selfie and shooting yourself in the face with a gun.
I don't know if you saw. I think you did. I posted it on Twitter. Did you see that article that talked about more people have died from selfies than shark attacks?
Yes.
This is real stuff.
Sharks eat people. And selfies are pictures. And more people die from taking pictures of themselves than sharks eat people.
I got a question. How many people in the last 2 years since you've lived here in Oahu have you met or come across that have said, I don't get in the water because there's sharks?
I haven't met anybody.
You've never met anybody like at work or anything that's like, I don't get in the ocean because there's sharks?
I honestly have not.
Oh, I have met a lot of people that's their thing. I don't go in the ocean. Why not? Because there's sharks out there. I'm not going to go out there and get bit by a shark.
I shouldn't breathe air because there's germs in it.
But people say this. It's a common thing.
I get it. It's stupid.
But people say it, right? Well, there's sharks. I'm not going in the water. I have never, ever heard anybody say, I don't take selfies. They're dangerous.
Maybe you should, because
Maybe you should.
they're killing more than sharks.
Yeah. People are scared of the water, scared of Jaws,
They can smell blood miles away.
But they snap pictures up on pillboxes, stairways to heaven, and they fucking get dead.
Every pillbox we found, even the little shitty one, selfies everywhere.
Dangerous lifestyle.
Like, oh my God.
I don't approve. That's why here on the Ed and Tom Show we do public service announcements.
Go pet a shark.
Yeah, you can even go swim
pet a
with them.
shark.
Yeah.
Just punch it in the nose.
You're over here just making assumptions that all sharks are bad, and that's honestly
Like I said, have you ever tried to talk to one? Have you tried buying one a beer?
I don't want to say it's racial profiling, but it's like species profiling, and that's wrong. Shark lives matter,
Shark lives matter.
and so do human lives. But if you're going to do dangerous things like take selfies, you deserve to
I don't
die.
think Johnny Nome agrees with all lives matter.
Johnny, no, that motherfucker's out there. I don't know.
I hope he's not.
I hope he's not out here either. My family could be in danger.
I'm glad he didn't see the lance, the saber over there in the corner.
Well, I think the saber's in here for you. If the shit goes down, that's how we're going to defend ourselves. People don't realize there's actually a sword in the corner of the house.
We mentioned it.
In the G spot.
We mentioned it.
Just in case.
Just in case shit pops off.
You know,
We're right.
like say the Dark Knight came swinging through. Or say Superman came sliding through. We would need to have a saber to protect ourselves.
I don't think that's saving us.
Better in our fisticuffs.
Yeah.
I mean, we might at least aggravate them.
One's got laser vision. Mm-hmm. The other one's got gadgets galore. You got to respect the gadget.
You got to respect the gadget.
The gadget.
But it's coming out 4 days.
Yes.
We are
4 days.
We are going to the Dole Cannery. We're going to see it at 7:30 on Friday night.
IMAX 3D.
The Ed and Tom
The
Show.
only way to roll.
You want to watch it?
Please show up. We will have recording devices, probably not video, but our
Yeah, we'll have
phones.
video.
Yeah, we'll have recording devices. We'll talk to the fans if you show up. Just hit us up on Twitter at the Ed and Tom Show. Let us know you're there. We'll find you. It's
You're going to see us. It's
2016. You'll see us. We'll figure it out.
the two stupid dudes with 3 bratty kids with them.
I'll have a Batman shirt on.
I'll be walking my Superman.
Okay, because I'm sure nobody else be wearing Batman and Superman shirts.
Just look for the 2 guys with the Batman and Superman shirts, and you'll know it's us.
Maybe we show up with a Marvel shirt on.
But
Oh no!
check this out. The only way that we'll acknowledge you is if you just come up and grab our ass without saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 2 guys in the Batman and the Superman shirt. Just grab our asses, and then we'll acknowledge you.
It doesn't even matter. I mean, if we would prefer you have your wives or girlfriends do it.
Could you imagine, though, just walking up and grabbing?
Oh, hey, you must be a listener.
Or the 47 people that you would have to grab before you actually found the right one. That's what I'm picturing. Somebody getting knocked out. But I'm definitely looking forward to this.
We'll be there early.
Wonder Woman, Aquaman.
Directly after the Gonzaga game, I am going there to cop a squat and be there for the listeners.
Yep. So we'll be there hanging out. Maybe we'll take a sign or something.
Know who told me they were going to be there?
Who?
And I told them that we might talk about them or have her. Remember Tony?
Tony's going to be there?
I think Tony's going to be there.
Tony's good. He makes me a little creepy sometimes. But
Yeah, he's got something for you.
he likes the blondes.
He does have something for you. But he said he may show up to the movie.
Okay.
And we may talk to him there.
I hope
if
so.
not, we'll have him on either on the spoiler show or our episode 17.
We do. The people need to meet Tony.
Yes.
They haven't met him yet.
Yeah, he's a very dynamic personality.
He's special. He's special. I know what it's like for you when I say things that kind of creep you out and make you uncomfortable, right? I know the things that I can talk about where you're like, I don't like this. It tastes nasty to my feelings.
Yes.
Tony can do that to me sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I think he's serious.
Yeah,
I say it jokingly.
I think he is serious. I don't think there is a joke around with him. I think everything he says is genuine.
If I give Tony the green light, I think I'm going to end up Johnny Nommed.
Anyway,
so
he has said that he will be there.
Okay, cool.
Possibly. I mean,
you never know.
Aloha.
Tony does some weird stuff.
Yeah,
YOLO.
it's Friday in Hawaii. he may show up for the end credits
YOLO,
and think he's on time.
Yoloha Man Friday.
Yes.
So you've been playing The Division, and
Oh my
I have
God.
heard nothing but amazing rave reviews about this thing. So what's your update, man? How's this thing going?
I have played it off and on throughout the weekend. I think I'm total at like 7 hours, I think, which isn't a lot. There's people out there that have maxed their level and everything, which I think is 30.
30.
I am on level 8,
Okay.
which for me, and you know, that is awesome. I don't
Right.
think I've reached level 8 on any Call of Duty.
And we're not talking about like 8 prestige. We're just talking about 8.
Level 8 out the box.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm level 8.
Good job, by the
But
way.
you know how I get, like with any Assassin's Creed and all that, all those side missions. I got to go get this chest. I got to go free these birds. I got to go jump off this cliff or whatever.
And you have to do them all.
I am doing, and that's what I'm doing, because I'm like, oh man, I'm going to miss something if I don't do it. So I'm doing all these encounter missions, all these research missions, all these hostage saving missions, and all that shit. So it takes a while, probably me more than most. But this game has now become my favorite game.
Which is bothersome to me because what I was expecting was that you would play this a few times and then it
Never
would
touch it again.
And then never touch it again. And then I would just come over to your house and steal it and be able to play it for a while.
Which most games that
that's
would
the
be
case.
true. But this game, no.
I actually had somebody offer me a free copy of The Division today on PC.
Oh, fuck PC.
But I enjoy playing games like
I can't do it. I just can't do it. I just don't got the whole clickety clack clack left
it's-
right button. I can't. The mouse. I don't have it.
so much more accurate, so much easier to do it that way. But I don't have a PC that can run the thing. I mean, you got to have a pretty stout machine to do it, even at its lowest settings, and I just couldn't push
And
it.
that costs more than a fucking Xbox.
Yeah, I told him, I was like, dude, I would totally take it. It was Brenda, the Ginger Ninja.
Call him Brenda.
I've been calling him Brenda lately.
Brenda.
It's been funner.
More fun.
It's been more fun to call him Brenda the Ginger Ninja.
So what's this secretsofmirage.com?
So a guy reached out to us on Twitter, and he's a developer for this game. It's called Secrets of Mirage. It's an indie game. Completely, he made it himself. Everything that I've read, a lot of the reviews, a lot of people online are talking about. It's a massive multiplayer online game. You know stats, you build up, you go on quests, you do things, and the kind of cool thing is it's a very retro style game in its artistry. They use almost Nintendo graphics,
Oh, wow.
but a more modern backbone to it. So you're kind of blending the
Like a
two.
Minecraft or not so pixelated?
Yeah, I think it's right around. Think more like Zelda.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So I've looked at it, and he reached out and he said, hey, I'd like you to check this out. And so I said, yeah, I'd love to check it out. I don't know how much time I have, so I'll try to. But I told him that I would put it out on here, and what I want to do is challenge some of the listeners, because it doesn't take a whole lot to push this thing on your computer. So I challenge us, go out and try this game. I know we have some nerds out there that like things. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything, which is always a bonus, especially when games run
For free?
$60 a pop.
God damn.
So go out and play it. It's called Secrets of Mirage. And then I'm going to reach out to him this week and chat him up and try to talk to the developer behind the game and see what his direction was, and some of those things. He said he'd like to share some of those with us. So Secrets of Mirage, you can go to secretsofmirage.com, go on there, download it, put it on your PC, play it, enjoy it, and then let us know so that we can let him know. It's kind of here at our show, we don't get a lot of publicity. We do these things because we enjoy them. They're fun. They're what interest us.
Because of Yonk too.
And so this is somebody doing the same thing. So we can work together. And this is a time that we can.
America, people helping people.
It's great. So
Love it.
it's a neat opportunity.
Secretsofmirage.com, all one word, any spaces or underscores?
Nope, just secretsofmirage.com.
Secretsofmirage.com.
Matter
If you
of
say
fact.
it more, people remember it, and they don't even remember it. Where they remembered it from.
You know what they're going to do? They're going to know because I'm getting ready to send it out on Twitter.
Secretsofmirage.com. Nah. Alrighty.
All right, here we go.
I ran 3 miles today.
Did you really?
That's 6, 7, 8, 10 miles in 2 weeks.
Nice.
For me, that's pretty good for where I've been.
Yeah.
So 10 miles in 2 weeks.
I've been doing more runs than I've been recording. A couple times I've forgot my phone, and then I also sometimes I get into this mood where I like to run free. You know, without the phone, without the headphones, in the lightest clothes I can, and just go for that. So I've had more than I've logged, but I've been making some really good progress.
Running off the grid.
Off the grid, you know, just
on the beach.
Yeah, so I've done stuff. I've actually since January now, like 25 pounds ish, right in that area.
Yeah.
So. It's been feeling good, you know, and I have to tell you, Ryan Hubbard, you know, a friend of ours out there, he's kept me motivated going through this. So I definitely appreciate that and appreciate the things he's doing. I need to check back in with him, see how he's doing, so we can talk about his progress as well.
He'll let us know.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if he's listening.
If he's listening. Hopefully he has better things to do with his time. So hopefully he just downloads it.
Yeah. Just download and then click this button on YouTube.
How about you? Things going well with you?
Yes, I'm doing a lot of hiking, so I'm getting in that cardio. Two big hikes in the last 2 weekends with Cherie and the kids. Like I said, 10 miles so far in the last 2 weeks, and the week's not over yet. So,
nice.
So that's one step. Well, a huge step for me in the right direction if I want to continue running. Doctor can say one way or the other, but I'm trying to sway it to where I keep running because the lifestyle that I like to live, I need to run.
He means as a swinger.
No, I meant as I'm a beer snob and I like really good beer. And usually the beers I drink have lots and lots of carbs and lots of calories. Because I can't just sit back and, well, I can, but I prefer not to. I like to drink really, really good beer.
A lot of people don't realize that because a lot of people will look at, especially like liquors, right? Like your whiskey and vodkas and stuff like that, and they're like, oh, there's not a lot of carbohydrates in here. It's a low carb way for me to be able to drink and not feel that. But the amount of calories that are in those is pretty high, and they're empty calories.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is when the body processes alcohol, it ends up processing it as a sugar, and so it turns in that way. So you are kind of sabotaging yourself when you do that.
Yeah.
So it's something to look out for if you are out there, you know, hammering hard. I know one of the problems, because I really fucking enjoy drinking a lot. Yeah. And I found it so counterproductive for me. I'd go to the gym, you know, and work and never ever see the progress. Yeah. I wasn't like you where you can, you know, and enjoy a beer, you know, but yeah, it could be counterproductive, and that shit can really add up and you don't even realize it.
Yeah. But as you know, I very, very rarely get drunk.
Right, yeah.
We'll have a beer or two here, sometimes more than often, more than often, more beers than I intend to.
Right.
But I very rarely get drunk. Mm-hmm. So that's one way where I can turn it off. But it is, especially with not being able to run as much as I want to. I hate running, but as much as I know I need to. And then continuing to be able to drink beer the way I want to drink it, or not continue to drink beer, continue to drink the beers that I want to drink. I need to be able to run or some sort of heavy cardio.
And that's important for people. Honestly, that's really important for people to know. Yeah. You have to make those decisions if you want to see progress. Because how many people just pound their head up against the wall week after week after week in the gym and are just mad that they don't see any results.
But then they go home and drink a 6-pack.
Yeah. Or maybe it's not drinking a 6-pack. Maybe it's eating a fucking entire cake.
Yeah.
Because you know me, that's...
When you are a pie guy.
I fucking love dessert. I love it. You know, cakes, pies, things like that. Yeah. They're delicious to me. But the same thing. So you guys brought over that cheesecake the other day. I actually didn't eat any of it.
Well, good on you. I bought that for you specifically. I always do that. Mm-hmm. Not because I want to see you become fat, but I just know how much you like it. I ate 2 pieces out of that.
So I'm trying to stay strong, and I'll tell you honestly, Ryan is kind of pushing me, because I would feel bad if I started to make losses in progress or gains in weight and things like that. Yeah, if I regressed a bit. So I appreciate that, brother, and you're keeping me out there, keeping me doing the thing. So
Keep on keeping on.
Good job, man. I appreciate you. So along with games, are we going to do the Comic-Con thing?
I would really like to. I've
do
looked
too.
into it. I don't think it's what we think as a Comic-Con. I think it's like a Japan, like an anime con.
That's what a lot of those turn into. There's a lot, and then here there's going to be an even bigger influence in that. So I think it's going to have a lot of the mix of the comic books and the DC and the Marvel and those universes, but there's going to be a heavy dose of anime. And so I reached out to Damon on Twitter and asked for some advice, because we are both convention virgins. Neither one of us have been to one.
I think we just go just to get that experience.
Oh, absolutely. And I've been looking at some of the deals that are out there, and we can get pretty reasonable prices. I wish there was a way that we could do like press passes. Like we could like boost ourselves up and be like, hey, we need press passes because we're doing this for the Ed and Tom show. I don't know. I don't even know how you do that. Maybe there's probably a website or something to register for press or media.
You got us to do a fantasy football draft inside Quest. Well, now the Clink, Century Link. I'm sure you figured something out.
We did a fantasy football draft in the coach's loft at Century Link Field. Black suit and tie affair. We had the entire stadium, the entire place to ourselves, catered.
Well, it wasn't an open bar, but
there was a bar. We had giveaways. We gave away HD radios. We gave away footballs. We gave away
gift certificates.
All kinds of shit.
Yeah.
All just because we asked.
It got donated too.
Yeah. So the only thing we paid for, I think we paid maybe like $100 a couple, and that just really kind of covered the catering. But other than that, we had a fucking blast.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll probably find a way to weasel our way in there.
Oh yeah, I think it'll be fun. Regardless if we like the content in there or not. Just to say we've been to one.
Yeah, I like that stuff. I like the story. I like the artistry. I like the mysticism that goes with a lot of it. I mean, there is some that's out there, but I do. I generally like a lot of anime that I see. I think it's fun, but I don't like a lot of I don't like how it's always series. Because I don't have the time to get invested in a full series.
Like there's that one with Attack on Titan. They're actually making a movie about it or whatever, or something. I've heard that's like the pinnacle, not the pinnacle, but like top tier.
Yeah,
I've never watched any of it, but
it's a really good one. It's weird though. Like that's what I really like about it, is because on so many things that we look at here in the States, there's some kind of grounding to it. There's some kind of truth. When you talk about that anime world, there is nothing that holds. There's no boundaries, and a lot of times they just start off, and you don't even know what the world is that you've entered into. Like there's a show, Inuyasha. You don't even know the world that you're involved in, and it's this demon looking for these shards of glass that's helping out this girl. I mean, it's wild. It's shit that you wouldn't expect. So they can tell some pretty cool stories. So I think going to that I think it's called Kawaii Con.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Which confused me because it's not on Kauai. No. It's here. But yeah, I think that'll be fun. So Damon said, basically, just go with an open mind, embrace it, and enjoy yourself. So I'm saying that to you. I'm looking forward to it.
I will have to get out of my comfort zone to go see this, but I really want to.
I do too. I think it's going to be fun.
I think it'll be cool.
You know, I mentioned the dude that had reached out to us on Twitter, but we also had another artist reach out to us on Twitter as well, a girl by the name of Demi Louise. She's a young Australian singer. She's unsigned, but this girl's had a lot of success. Matter of fact, one of her songs was covered as the song for the champion of the German American Idol. So, you know, maybe not something that would...
German American Idol.
Or German Idol. Oh. Their version of American Idol.
The Voice?
I think it was their Idol show.
Oh, okay.
So German Idol or whatever. But she had this song. It's called Taxi Driver.
That song you just played for me a little.
Yeah,
while
I played
ago.
for you a little bit ago.
That sounded pretty tight.
Yeah, an actual artist, somebody that could actually sing, somebody that could actually make music that sounded good, not like the fucking jackassery that we put out week after week. But
That was a lot of fun. Making the Boys in the Hood song by Dynamite Hack. That was fun. I like the little white twist I put on it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and that's one of the fun things about doing this. I can come up here and just kind of get creative with stuff and just experiment. But she's out there doing the damn thing on iTunes,
Doing it.
So her new album's about to drop on iTunes. And how I got kind of linked up with her was, remember, we were doing a lot of talk about South by Southwest and the devices and stuff, and it's also a music festival. So we had made some comments, and she reached out. So we ended up talking, and she said we could play her music on the show, and that wasn't a problem. And so maybe at the end of the show, I'll throw hers up. Just so people can hear that. I'll still do my stupid shit, but I'll give you an opportunity to hear her shit is really good. And then another friend of ours that you see hitting us up on Twitter, Adam Robinson. At Space
Pop Rock Space Boy.
There you go, Pop Rock Space Boy on Twitter. He was in the studio yesterday, recorded an album over there in Portland. He's also the guy that's on Portlandia.
Yeah.
So they were out there. They dropped an album, and so kind of interesting to hear him. If you're interested, he's under that name, Pop Rock Space Boy, out on SoundCloud, and I put his link out there. So another cool, like, just off the charts people that are doing cool things that you wouldn't normally find out about. And you can check them out. And they're two totally different styles of music.
Yeah.
And if you like one, you can go out and support that artist. If you don't like it, then just like our show, don't listen.
Adam Robinson.
Yeah, so
Demi Louise.
So have you heard of this screening room service?
Not at all.
So this is a really
It sounds
cool
like a gentleman's club type of deal.
like you go in behind it.
Yeah, they just call it a screening room, and it's actually like a screaming room.
Ah. That would be
That would be cool.
That would be a lot cooler than what I'm going to talk about. But I think.
Well, I'm sorry.
Are you sure we didn't talk about that? I swear to God, we talked about this.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
I purposely left it on here because we had gone so far into other shit.
Did we talk about it before the show? Like, we've had a conversation about this.
No, I know nothing about this. That's why I left it on the notes.
Then when I wrote it down, I must have been talking to myself. Because
I have not heard any of this.
I have heard these words out loud.
You also hear Matthew Berry in your head.
I fucking hear a lot of things in my head. So anyways, the deal with this is it's expensive. There's a cost up front to buy the device to be able to handle this service.
Oh, so this is a piece of hardware.
So there is hardware that goes with it. Right.
Okay.
So you get that initial investment, which I think was like $600, right?
Ooh.
So it's spicy. And then you ready for the next one? You can rent movies, but they cost $50 a piece.
God damn, what the
That's what, right? So initially you're like, this is stupid. Why are they even talking about it? Because those movies I'm talking about are same day releases in the theater.
So like, you're talking about going to the movies and not leaving your house.
Yeah, I'm talking about Superman versus Batman that Friday night, hitting play on your TV and watching it at your house. I'm talking about Hateful Eight. When it drops in the theater, instead of going and standing in line, you watch the shit at home. $50 a pop. Now, that's a lot.
But you're spending that on tickets and fucking popcorn and Slurpees and... Oh my God! You've already spent that.
Exactly. Just the tickets alone.
It cost me like $75 to $80, depending on what we're watching. About $75, $80 for me, Sheree, and the kids to go.
Yeah.
For tickets and then whatever the fuck else they want.
So $50 now that you put it in that perspective isn't that bad for a family of three. So say when we go watch Batman in the IMAX, because we're looking at it in that format, we're paying almost $20 a ticket, so $60. Granted, you're not going to see it in 3D on IMAX at your house,
no,
but you'd be able to watch the show in the comfort of your own home,
same movie
at your convenience. Now, obviously Regal, AMC, the big movie chains are not cool with this at all. Because they're fucking, why they just charge the shit out of you for popcorn. That's where they make all their money. So to appease them, you also get 2 tickets to go see that movie.
For every movie you buy.
Right. So you pay that $50 and you only get to watch it once when you pay that $50. So you watch it.
So it's not like going on a DVR. It's stream. Can you pause?
I don't know.
Rewind?
I don't. That would be a good question. But you only get, and maybe you get it for like a period of time, but it's very limited. You can't rewatch it basically.
Oh, okay. That would make sense if they did it like that. Like, hey, you get it for one watch, and then you get a replay or something like that. Yeah.
But then they give you 2 tickets, and those tickets are to encourage you to go to the theater and watch whatever movie you want for free, but you're buying the popcorn and the soda, so they're still getting their money. And people would be like, this shit isn't going to fly. But if you think about it, this thing was created by Sean Parker, who's the ex-Facebook
Napster dude.
Yep, he was a co-founder. He did Napster. If you've seen the movie, you know who I'm talking about. But the people that are backing this is what was impressive to me. Steven Spielberg, J.J. Abrams, Peter King, Ron Howard. All backing this thing, backing this service as a way for them to be able to deliver their content. The one that surprised me was Peter King. Because he makes Avatar, Lord of the Rings, he makes these big, over-the-top, like, you need to see them on big screen productions. King Kong was another one of his.
I don't think he did Avatar.
Peter Jackson?
Peter Jackson did, yeah.
Yeah.
No. Cameron. Didn't James Cameron do Avatar?
Maybe. Did he?
Yeah, Peter Jackson did the
Lord of the Rings, King Kong, Hobbit.
Yeah, he did all those, and there was another one that was kind of off Peter Jackson, but I thought it was James Cameron, or not Cameron. What's the other dude? The Transformers dude.
No, Michael Bay. It was definitely
not Michael Bay. There was a different, not James Cameron.
James Cameron did Avatar.
Yeah. Okay, then it was him. I was thinking maybe it was somebody else.
Yeah. But. Nonetheless, so I was wrong on that one, but nonetheless, right. the other ones, I was surprised about that. But they see the value in this. And I think that's something that would be very interesting.
Very progressive, if you will.
Yeah, definitely. Change that industry, much like, cell phones have changed industries and things like that. So
yeah, I am longing for the day where we do not have a service box underneath our TV of like a cable box, right, or a receiver for a satellite dish.
I wish I could get rid of it.
You have a modem in your house where Netflix, YouTube, Hulu, any other Amazon Prime Video delivered straight through your internet service provider. And until they master the live sports and stuff like that, I can't be without that. I need my live sports. Right. But there are little things that they're not there yet, but God, I can't wait till we're not paying a service. I will gladly pay more for a bigger internet connection if that was the case.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, and I think I've said this before, if I'm forced to have cable here,
homeowners.
If I wasn't, I would totally ditch it, and I would be Amazon Prime and Netflix, and then they can fucking watch YouTube or figure it out from there. Mm-hmm. That's the way I would consume, and I would cut my bill dramatically. I would be down to my $99 a year for Amazon Prime, which I use all the time anyways, and then my $8 a month for Netflix, which is free for the next year because thank you, T-Mobile.
T-Mobes.
So
isn't your porn free too?
Yeah, did you see that? They just announced that this week.
It's certain apps or
certain
something?
sites that content providers. Basically, what they said was anybody who meets our technical requirements can partner with us for on demand, for binge on. That's what it's called, binge on. And it just so happens there's a couple porn sites that have done that. So how fucking cool is it that not only does your movies on Netflix and YouTube's actually included now too. That's another big one.
That is a big one.
But your music, your Spotify, your iTunes, all your music streaming, and now fucking porn included and doesn't count against your data. The same day that they announced this, these motherfuckers call me on the phone and are like, hey, we wanted you to know that you're eligible for an upgrade with this new special we're running where you'll get, basically you're going to pay this just a little bit more than you're paying now, but you'll get unlimited data across all your devices. High speed, we're not going to throttle it. You can have unlimited. And I was like, but what the fuck would I use it for? You're giving me everything I need. You're giving me everything my little heart desires. And now you give me porn?
Wi-Fi at the house.
Now you give me porn? Goddamn, I'm never coming off the shitter.
As soon as that happened, freaking doctors have more freaking carpal tunnel cases under their belt.
Well, I have been noticing several T-Mobile users that I work with have taken longer and longer shits.
They got the fucking over the top. Right arm is just huge. Left one they can grab my strong hand.
So talking about movies, we love movies. And matter of fact,
I love movies.
Oh, that would have been a really cool segue if I would have been ready, wouldn't it?
Oh, the cock.
I was thinking we could do the cock.
Sea cock.
But let's do this. Are we up here?
I don't know what to do with my hands. The Ed and Tom Show presents
The Cinematic Circle of Criticism. Boom.
So, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, Ed. It was awesome.
So funny.
Excuse me, the topic was comedy.
Yes.
You picked it, and it was Hellenbach, one of those what do they call it? The stop motion.
Stop motion.
Yeah, claymation, stop motion, basically animated Hellenbach.
Uh-huh.
I didn't realize T.J. Miller was in this, and
Who's that?
T.J. Miller was the Weasel in Deadpool.
Which one was the Weasel?
The squirrely hair.
Oh, yeah, that guy, okay.
Yeah. He's on all the Shock Top commercials and shit now. But he's also Silicon Valley. He's one of the main guys in Silicon Valley. Great show, too. Anyway, he was the fat kid.
Yeah.
T.J. Miller was a fat kid. I can't remember the names now, but...
His name doesn't sound familiar, but now that you said that, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, T.J. Miller was in it. Nick Swardson and...
Mila Kunis.
And the dude that they have to go get. Wriggle.
Yeah.
Wriggle. Those are the three dudes that have a pact that they're gonna work in this amusement park forever.
Right.
As kids, they make this pact, and this amusement park next to the ocean is just diving. The manager doesn't take care of it. It's all he's getting high and drunk all the time.
Banging the gypsy chick, the old gypsy chick.
That was one of my favorite scenes. Is the dude that goes in there and gets the book of the devil away from her.
The Necronomicon.
Yeah. He walks in there and she's like, sit down and I'll tell you what you're thinking. And he's like, well, so what am I thinking? She says something very vague and whatever. He's like, wrong. I'm thinking about sucking my own dick in front of my mother on Easter Sunday. I was like, as soon as that happened, I was like, there are no lines in this movie.
No.
And that's what I loved about it, because Danny McBride ends up being a guy that they end up seeking out in the end.
One of my great favorite actors of all time.
Danny McBride, and he played, it was just Danny McBride as a stop motion character.
So funny. And basically what happens is they make a blood oath over a mint. And he's like, hey, give me one of your mints. He's like, I'm not giving you goddamn mint. He's like, give me a mint. Yeah. And he's like, will you give me one of your mints? He's like, if I had a mint, I will give you a mint. I will give you one of my mints. You give me one of your mints. Mm-hmm. He's like, blood oath. So they do a blood oath. And the guy breaks it. He's like, ooh, forgot my mints at home. And gets sucked straight to hell. And then his buddies are like, well, we got to go get him. So they jump down the hole with him. And then, the anarchy that just ensued. Great movie. Totally funny. The devil had...
Bob Odenkirk plays the devil.
Yeah, has just a great range of what he does. There's an angel that comes down that's sexy as shit.
Yeah.
And she's all, flashing her ass. And, amazing comedy, great show.
It was one of my favorites that we've done so far.
One of the better ones that we've done.
It was very entertaining. And then
So-
I'm watching the movie, and Tyler's playing Xbox in the man cave next to me. He keeps coming out. He's like, "Did I hear that right?"
Yes,
I'm like,
yes, son.
"You're
you
not
did.
supposed to be listening to this."
So, where in this movie would Danny Trejo have made it better?
Wow. Obviously, Danny Trejo could make it better somewhere.
Yes.
I think you make him like one of the main, like the devil's crony. Like a devil, like Bob, because you can't take Bob Odenkirk out of it.
No, he
'cause
did- he did
a
a good
great
job. Mm-hmm.
job as the devil. Maybe make him his Igor or his sidekick or whatever, or make him God or something. Make God and Bob Odenkirk fight.
I think that would be cool. Make Danny Trejo God. Like I thought
Tats and all.
I thought they were crazy when they made Alanis Morissette God.
Yeah.
You know, in
That was
Dogma.
yeah, that was good too.
So I think God, although God never appeared in this movie.
No, he did not.
So you know, for our fans that are faithful believers, this wasn't that blasphemous of a movie. So here's another spot I could have saw improvement. The amusement park manager. The one that smoked weed and just let shit go to hell.
Yeah.
Danny Trejo could have slid into there.
Yeah, he could have been that dude.
And played it from there. You know, kind of like a Machete kind of character, but without having the good side.
Yeah, with no good side, just hate.
Drugs and tequila.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking in
Come
going.
here, gypsy.
Yeah, just skull dragging the gypsy. So Danny would have definitely had made this one a much better show, but it was still good. It was still a quality thing.
Yes.
So I have another drop I would like to put on here, Tom, if you don't mind. Do you
You want
mind?
me to spin the wheel?
Okay, let's spin the wheel.
Spinning the wheel so we can figure out what movie we're gonna do next.
I was pretty excited to play this next drop.
Oh, we have documentary,
Documentaries.
and I got Netflix up right here.
I will tell you, documentaries is one of those ones that it's gonna be something that I would never pick. I don't flip through Netflix and even glance at documentaries. But every time I have watched one, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I just can't bring myself to select it. So I'm glad that we're doing this on the show because it's forcing me to watch
A documentary.
We did the E.T. one last time about
That
Atari
was a good
burying the
one.
game.
That was a good one too.
Fucking really good. It was really, really good. You got anything there?
Your Netflix is slow,
Yeah.
but
So I've been having problems with my home network. My router's been giving me a shit ton of problems, but I think now I'm having some new issues. And so we just haven't quite got it all figured out. I would tell you, it's probably the guy wiring my house that fucked it all up. If you don't know
the
who,
wires here.
I'm just saying, he probably fucked it up. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out some of the little videos and stuff that we've been putting on our YouTube channel. Just search for the Ed and Tom Show, and you'll probably come across our show. Like we're filming now, but you'll also come across our channel. And on our channel, we post commercials for this. That's where the videos of Tom being a dickhead throwing me in the water are, things of that nature.
I'm not a dickhead.
So check those things.
You are the dickhead.
No, we are dickheads. And actually,
together.
Gregory Herr shot us an email today at dickheads at theedandtomshow.com. So if you want to email this show, dickheads at theedandtomshow.com is the way to go. If you want to talk to one of us individually, if you want to talk to him, I don't know why, you can shoot it to Tom at theedandtomshow.com or Ed at theedandtomshow.com. Easy ways to get a hold of us, and I think we're pretty responsive. You know, we tend to respond to people that
As soon as I got something, I did not respond to Brett on his email.
Right.
And I kind of want to talk to him instead of email him. So hopefully we can get him.
I don't know. So I emailed him, and then he came back and asked some more questions. So you know what I did?
What's that?
I emailed him, on here, but then I tried to drop some pictures in because he was asking about equipment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I blew it. I ended up deleting the email, right?
Oh, shit.
So I just fucking recorded him a 30-minute podcast and sent it to him about our equipment, our process, things that we do, and sent him a podcast.
Just a 30-minute podcast.
Just a quick 30-minute podcast. Kate's like, what are you doing? I was like, I just laid down a quick 30-minute podcast and processed it and sent it to Brett.
But then we sat here for 2.5 hours and wrote the PSA.
Yeah. Well,
Damn it.
What do you mean?
You're Netflix, dude. I can't pull anything up.
Okay.
Well, I've got categories here, but I can't click on it and read what it says. But I'm getting the gist of this. It's called Dogfight, DAWG Fight.
Is this like Michael Vick shit?
No,
that's
it's
not
like
cool.
It's not dog fighting. DAWG Fight. It's about what I can just pull off of here. It's not the actual thing. Young men in Miami trying to make a name for themselves on the street, doing backyard fights, street fights, and shit like that.
Like
so it's like
bum fight shit?
kind of like that, but I don't think it's bum fights.
Okay.
But it's young men in Miami fighting each other on the streets, and it's documented.
I can't see this being bad.
Yeah, I hope it's really good.
What's it called?
DAWG Fights.
Well, this just got really boring for the people that are listening to it. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up on.
Yeah, I can't pull it. I can't pull up the rating or anything.
Poor residents of a suburban Florida ghetto compete in illegal backyard brawls to earn enough money to feed their families and to get out the hood.
There's no racial profiling in this at all. In the cast, Dada 5000.
Oh, so the dude that just fucking embarrassed themselves in front of hundreds of people.
Yeah, Dada 5000. So, okay, I'll watch it. We'll see how it goes.
DAWG Dog Fight.
All right, let's watch it for next week.
What?
They might not be able to hear that. Sounds kind of low. Can you hear that?
I can hear it. This is a public service announcement.
Brought to you by The Ed and Tom Show.
I think that's the drop that we need to redo, because that one sounded a little flat to me.
That one sounds better than the Seacock one to me.
Now, see, the Seacock sounded fine. That one just doesn't have any depth to it. We'll have to redo it, find some better quality shit, or better quality people to produce this shit.
Are you talking about replacing yourself?
I think it would be a smart move. If the show was going to go on, I think it would be a smart move. So this week, public service announcements have become a kind of a hit on our show. And I think it's because of the work that we're doing and the truth that we're talking. This week, we are going to kind of showcase multiple violators, like people that really fuck up our day-to-day life.
Yes.
We're going to call them out. We're going to talk about it. And you're going to know them. You're going to know these people because they work with you. They're where you are. I mean,
even if you don't work and you listen to us, you have met this person. If you haven't met this person, you more than likely are this person.
You are this person. So
you are the Karen.
If this sounds completely crazy, you're Karen. Let me get right here. Oh, you know what I need? I got it. I already got it pulled up. Listen.
We're all gonna die.
That's that sad shit.
Just so everyone knows, this is for real.
This is for real.
From the hearts and minds of the Ed and Tom Show.
For the majority of the people of the United States of America, conversations are a normal part of our day. We have them with family and loved ones, friends, co-workers, and even complete strangers. It's one of the major separators between us and the rest of the animal kingdom. We use conversation to relay information and ideas. It can serve as a warning against threats. It can convey emotions such as love and passion, or even anger and hate. Conversations can allow us to build up people or break them down. It is often said you forget the pain of physical trauma, but the trauma caused by words can scar you forever. In my own personal life, when I think of the most painful memories, they've come from words, not fists or belts or the random ass poundings that I've given Tom over the years.
What?
I think that last one hurts you more than it hurts me. Anytime you enter into a conversation with someone, there are basic rules that 99% of the people live by. There are common courtesies that you must possess. This guy's distracting me in the background. There are common courtesies that you must possess. There are guidelines that allow two or more people to share ideas in a normal, respectful, and constructive way. These rules are paramount to the success of these conversations and how they take place. If the rules are not followed by each person strictly, the walls of respect are broken down, and then chaos ensues. Take, for instance, Korea. Two countries that have so much to gain from each other, yet refuse to sit down at the table and talk about it.
What about Cuba?
Well, I'm glad you asked. For years, they were our enemy. We hated Fidel Castro, and he hated us. We couldn't get cigars, and they couldn't get food.
Damn shame.
In more recent news, a conversation was started. Dialogue began, and there is now a plan to lift the embargo with Cuba. Hell, even Airbnb is now allowed to operate within the borders of that country. This is progress, and it's all due to conversation.
Talk to me. What about people who do not follow these basic rules? What about people who think that those rules don't apply to them or they're just rude fucks that won't adhere to decency? What about the ass clowns that just find a way to annoy, alienate, and offend everyone around them?
Well, Tom, that's why we're here today. We're going to identify those characteristics so when you meet these people, you will know. We refer to this group of people as conversational terrorists. Like other types of terrorists, they come in many different flavors. Here are 3 types to look out for. The close talker, the conversation hijacker, and the one-upper.
Assholes.
The close talker? Back the fuck up. Why do you feel it necessary to get so close that you can feel the heat from my undercarriage? Your breath always reeks of coffee and regret.
Steak mouth.
You have to get so fucking close that the spittle from your mouth lands on my face, my lips, and one time even in my eyelash. I don't want to smell your Taco Bell chalupa having breath. All I can think of is, what the fuck did you eat last, a whale's pussy? Not everyone has bad oral hygiene. However, these people always do. They're gross, disgusting pigs that border on criminal and indecent. The next person on my list, Tom, is the conversation hijacker. This is the guy that walks into a conversation that he or she isn't involved in and takes over and starts telling their own stupid story that has nothing to do with the topic at hand and steals it. You know this guy. Sometimes maybe you're talking sports at the water cooler and they butt in with how great they were at sports in high school, like fucking Napoleon Dynamite's Uncle Rico. Or you're sitting at the house on the weekend watching a UFC fight and they want to start talking about work and how great they are, how wonderful and powerful they are, how everyone must respect them because they are the boss.
King of the castle.
What you're really saying is, I'm insecure. I have a small dick, and the only way I can make people listen to me is to force them into meetings and impress upon them with my voice how ignorant I am. They bring up their seniority and how important they are to the company. Well, guess what? Prove it to us. Off yourself and show us how the company suffers. Maybe a layoff here or there. Nah. Guess what? We'll carry on without you like so many others who think they were important in the past. Stay out of our conversations, dickhead. And the one-upper. You're a special kind of douche. There's one thing we can say that there is nothing that we can say or do that you haven't seen or done. If I had a car,
Mine's faster.
if I had a hot chick at a bar,
Mine was hotter and has 2 vaginas.
if I got a new thing,
I had it once and decided it wasn't any good.
You let me finish my story, only to top it with your story of grandeur. How fucking douchey can you get? You're a person that appears to be on board with normal conversation, an exchange of stories and ideas. And much to our surprise, you launch in with the same story, only better. You never start a story of your own, only top ours. I knew a guy once. You knew too, and then on and on and on. You're a chameleon. You blend in, share interests, and then you rip open your dynamite vest, and your one-uppedness explodes all over the crowd, and your white goo of shit cancels out everything I just said. You take us out at the knees and leave us hanging. You're a fuckstick, a dickhead.
By the way, to our listeners, dickhead is a gender-neutral term. We here at the Ed and Tom Show do not want to offend anybody.
That's a good point. So what do you do about it? What do you do about it? Well, you have options. You can leave, walk away, or roll your eyes in disgust. You can show them that they're an ass clown and say nothing that has any value. For the one-upper, let the others around you get on board and start one-upping them in return. And then when they one-up you, you one-up them back. You let it go, and it can just escalate and escalate and escalate until you finally get to the point that you claim that you're Jesus. Or that you're the creator of everything. Or that your dad was Gandhi. Like, you just have to really fucking go for it.
Oh, yeah.
For the close talker, Tom, blatantly offer them gum, cough drops, and breath mints all at the same time as you back away.
Get out of your dumpster mouth.
Get a little rude. Get a little offended.
Yes.
Let them know that they're gross, disgusting pigs that you want away from you. And the hijacker, as we see it, you have three options to deal with this kind of person. One of which is to be a victim. Not a popular one, but one sometimes you have to take.
Don't do it. Get out.
However, not our style here at the Ed and Thomas Show. So that leaves you the last two. You can take the high ground and just walk away. Leave mid-sentence and go do something somewhere, anywhere else.
Anywhere.
But our favorite and most effective method, ball your fists up, hold them straight at your sides, and scream at the top of your lungs, "Shut the fuck up!"
You peeked out a little bit there.
Remember, at the Ed and Tom Show, we care for you.
I'm crying, man.
Tell me that's not exactly what you want to do.
That's exactly what you want to do. That's what you're doing in your head. So the only thing keeping you from doing that is, I don't know. Why wouldn't you just do it?
It's that you have common decency and you refuse to fucking terrorize somebody.
Yeah. But you want to do that.
You do. You
just
want to.
want to do that so much.
Every fucking time. Every fucking time I do.
Oh, God, that was hilarious.
Oh, my goodness. That scared Callie. I scared the dog.
I think she peed. I peed a little. I think I peed a little.
But it's true. So, listen, fucking have some decency. If you want to sit down and have a conversation with somebody, share ideas. Let each person talk. I think that's something that we do well.
Yeah, we talk on each other every now and again, but it's usually when we're pissed off.
Right, and that's normal. But but that's an exchange of ideas.
Give and take.
Yeah.
Give and take.
Not just take.
Me. Mine's better.
Yeah.
Did you have something to say? I'm not going to listen anyway.
Only because I'm spinning my wheels on how I'm going to fucking one up your story.
I'm king of the castle. Hear me.
Hopefully you enjoyed that PSA number 16.
Yay!
So enjoy it.
Which will be dropped in its entirety as its own entity and embedded inside of our episode 16 as well.
So if you do
on video.
If you do your due diligence, you'll get an opportunity to listen
So
to
if
that.
you watch us on video, you can actually see Ed stand up and scream at the top of his lungs at the camera. It was hilarious. So
It was honest.
It'll be on the YouTube channel.
All right, Tom, we are running out of time here.
You got that TNA drop? Oh, we don't
one.
have a TNA
We don't have
drop.
one yet.
Fuck.
So
I totally thought we had one. I'm stupid.
I meant to make one this weekend and I didn't.
That's something we got to do together.
Yeah,
Do you have a long weekend this weekend?
I don't.
It's Easter.
I don't. Is it
Or
Easter? The 27th.
Easter weekend.
Yeah, it is.
Our
It's coming up.
Savior resurrected.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big deal.
And scared a rabbit and it laid an egg. Mm-hmm. That's how the story
Still
goes.
totally don't get the reference.
I did it.
But all right, it's time for some T Dizzle and the B Whizzle.
You see our
G
time?
Whizzle.
You see our time?
What is it?
We're at 1:53.
Oh yeah, let's do this.
Let's go.
All right, so this is a good thing. Brett Nallen, fucking website thief. He asked, "Hey, Xbox One announced another price drop. Would this help close the gap with PS4?" So now you can get a brand new Xbox for $299.
Which you saw the writing on the wall. It was going to happen.
Yeah.
They always do these. PlayStation announced their VR, their virtual reality that's going to go along with the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also rumors that there's going to be like a PS 4.5 that's going to be able to do 4K gaming. I don't know how that's going to, if that happens, it could be a rumor, but if that happens, that would be one of those high watermarks. But developers would then have to develop two versions of the game, and I don't know how that's going to work out in this current console generation.
Sounds very expensive, and I think that 4.5 would be real buggy, and they wouldn't really work it out until the next console.
Or how many people don't have 4K TVs?
Yeah, I know a lot of people who have them, and then they're like,
I don't have
not
any
a lot,
content.
not a lot of people, but I know some people who don't have them, and they're waiting.
Right.
They're like, God, and by the time you get it, there's going to be something else.
So right now, there's Xbox has been getting their ass kicked in the console wars, so they actually quit announcing their numbers of how many they've sold. PlayStation keeps trumpeting theirs because it's like 3-1.
That's
that
like
far
the
ahead.
only thing Sony's got,
Yeah.
other than they make movies, Sony movies,
Right.
and we know about them getting hacked
Right.
and everything with that whole interview debacle
Great
and all
movie.
that shit. Great movie, but PlayStation is all they got. Microsoft,
it's a big one.
Microsoft has got a lot of things going for it.
So I think this would start to bridge the gap, and that was one of the things when Microsoft brought out the Xbox. You knew that there was going to be a lot more coming. They've done it with every console. It started one way, and that same hardware has transformed. The software has.
Yeah.
So I think it could, but I think that I think that, and there's another thing. Cross-platform gaming was announced, and the first game that right now you can do it on Rocket League between PC and Xbox, and it's up now to developers. They've completely unlocked it, so they could develop a game where Call of Duty, you could play against your friends who are on the PlayStation 4 and you're on the Xbox. They have to work out some of the things, like if you have both accounts and you have the same username, how does that work? So there's some things to work out. But is this going to help Xbox? Anytime you drop the price, it's going to help.
Oh, definitely.
You're going to see a bump.
I'm actually thinking about buying a second one now,
Yeah.
because now that I have the Division, I am now competing more with Tyler for Xbox time.
That would be that's a fucking hell of a game if it's not only so if you're willing to invest $360 into that game, that's a fucking hell of a game.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's the sole purpose. Oh well, other than the fact now I have some of the Xbox features, like wherever I decide to put it, in the living room or in the bedroom or wherever I decide to put it, if I get it, Cherie. But you heard us argue about Xbox time the other night. And
That's so
Cherie's like,
stupid.
he's on spring break, let him go. And I'm like, it's a long weekend.
Yeah.
I need to play me some Division, and I don't ever ask to play.
The guy takes some vacation. He's away from work. He has an opportunity to go home and play. And his son's on spring break. His son always fucking plays.
All the time.
Always stays up till
All the time.
stupid hours to play the game. And you're like, I'm going to go home and play for a couple hours. And she's like, no, Tyler needs time to play the game. That's exactly what she sounds like. Spot on. Tyler needs time to play the game.
You can't play my anniversary game. I got you.
So
That's how you sound, Cherie.
will it bridge the gap? Yes. And then, the things that they're doing with the backwards compatibility, which I know is like the next question, where you can play Xbox 360 games on your Xbox One, is really, really cool. But some of the games that I would want to play, they haven't quite released yet.
I was looking at the list, and I put the list as a link there. I don't see any games on there that that they're on there. all the games that I would want to play are on that list. So I haven't turned my 360 on in months. I can't. I think the last time I turned my 360 on, I was playing Darksiders 2.
I turn it on because on Xbox Live or Xbox Gold, when they give you those free games, if there's a good one on the 360, I'll just turn it on and download it because I know at some point later I'll play it.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, well, if it's free, I might as well get it.
Yeah. You're not losing other than space on a hard drive.
But
That's all you're losing.
now most of the games that they're doing that with are backwards compatible games.
Now, can you put the disc in the Xbox One, or do you have to download it from Xbox One?
From Xbox One.
So you can't play the disc that you already paid for in 360.
I don't think so. I
I have
don't know.
like the BioShocks. I
Right.
have all the BioShocks, and I think I'll try it tonight when I
Yeah.
get home, or tomorrow, or whatever.
But for some reason, I don't think that it works that way. I don't think the drive reads it the same way. I would be surprised, but it might.
Yeah, I mean it's basically a format.
Yeah.
So I think you would think maybe they could, if they're starting to do that. Maybe okay, hey, we're making this compatible.
But you're actually, when you play your Xbox 360 on your Xbox One, you're actually launching an emulator.
Yeah.
And so then it changes to the look of your Xbox One, and you actually can reach out and touch all your contacts that you've had and all your game saves. You are actually playing an Xbox One or an Xbox 360 on your One. So that's kind of how they accomplish that.
So then that probably means, yeah, you're probably not playing a disc.
I don't think, but it doesn't mean that if you throw the disc in, it may give you credit and then allow you to download it. I don't know, and then you just have to have the disc.
That would be money.
I don't.
That would be
don't quote
money.
me, because there haven't the 3 games that I would want to play aren't on that list yet, and so that's the only reason why I haven't really looked into it. I know we have another question here when it comes to the smartwatch, but that Brett asked, but I don't want to feed his show anymore. Because I want it. We're over on time, and we even said we were going to be better on time this week.
Yeah.
But I think you have to fucking talk about real quick the fucking boat.
Yeah. So you said it was
Gregory, yeah.
Gregory, who is also in the Teats March Madness pool, sends us our email to dickheads at theedandtomshow.com. And it's about this, the top of the line, it's ahead of its time, British. Yeah, it's a British polar research boat. So it's cutting through ice and all this stuff.
To the tune of $300 million.
That's a spicy meatball. And looking at the picture, it was a hell of a nice looking boat. And I don't have the website up anymore for some reason. But anyway, the gist of it is they're trying to name this boat. And they put it out there like, hey, let's get the people involved. Let's put a poll out there and let them decide what we're going to name the boat. And they let it free. So whatever you guys think, just put it up here. So this dude named James Hand puts it out there, and the name of the boat is...
Or his recommendation
for the boat is the Bodie McBoatface.
Bodie McBoatface.
And that is by far and away, I think it's got over 26,000 votes for this name. And second place is the name of some Worsley dude, and it's like 3,000 votes.
Yeah, James Worsley
or something like that. Some dude that went on an unaided Antarctic mission and died, which I think was suicide.
So
whatever.
They are so far ahead that this thing could end up being a $300 million boat called Bodie McBoatface.
So if you try to Google it and you try to go vote for it, that site is down right now because it is crashed. So many people are trying to vote on it. And so they go on Twitter. It's like NERC Science, NERC Science. They have got on Twitter and apologized for their website being down. And then so the guy James Hand has got on there and has apologized. I am so sorry for all of this.
Can you imagine though? The conversation I want to be in on is the guy that is in charge of this, and he's like, all right, how are we going to name this? There's probably a committee, and then some dude's like, what if we let the people do it? it's probably maybe it's funded by
We're a
taxes.
proud people.
Yeah, let's let the people vote. They'll do the right thing. They'll be responsible. This just proves that people are stupid or funny or have a great sense of humor, because this is
There's no way this is going to get voted on.
the crown gem of the British
Polar research community.
Bodie McBoatface. I fucking love it.
Bodie, I just for the hell of it, I want to go to that way. I was going to the website to vote for that name, but you can't get to it. It's crashed.
You can't even get
Hopefully
to
by
that
the
shit.
time you listen to this, maybe they fixed it.
But I kind of, because I think, well, and the funny thing is the more people the more times that they talk about it, the more publicity it's going to get, and the more funny. Like, we've just maybe got like 6 more people to go out and vote for it if all of our listeners go out and listen, or if we'll go out and vote for it. So
The RRS Ice Baby is also on the list. Like in 3rd or 4th place or some shit like that. But then there was that one, the Pillar of Autumn.
the Pillar of Autumn.
Pillar of Autumn's on there. That would be fucking cool. Could
Yeah.
you imagine that? Fucking standing on an iceberg and then all of a sudden the fucking Pillar of Autumn comes rolling through.
Why the fuck are you on an ice? Are you a polar bear?
Yeah, I'm just saying. Just imagine there, me, Eskimo, whatever, however Eskimos talk, whatever. All of
I'm
a
sure
sudden you're
that's
just.
I thought I actually got cold there. I thought I was sitting next to an Eskimo.
I'm a cold ass honky.
Hey, Tom, I got something that you're not gonna like, man.
Hey, hit us on Twitter at The Ed and Tom Show. Hit us up on Facebook, like The Ed and Tom Show Facebook page. Hit us up at Gmail, The Ed and Tom Show at gmail.com. Download us or stream us at Podbean, The Ed and Tom Show.podbean.com. But more importantly, The Ed and Tom Show.com and our YouTube channel.
But check, really, and it all comes down to this. Just tell your friends about us.
Tell your
Share
friends.
it with people. The more listeners we get, the more flexibility we have, the more people we'll be able to bring in and introduce to this. So do your part, and we'll do our part.
And do your part also by watching that documentary, Dogfight, DAWG.
Fight. All right, we out of here.
We did.
Good job, brother. Last week we fucked that all up.
It was funny, though.
You know how white we looked?
It was like the Steve Young, Joe Montana commercial where they couldn't figure out the high five.
We are that white.
I would be Joe Montana.
I would be Steve Largent.
Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? You've been out riding fences for so long now. Oh, you're a hard one. I know that you got your reasons. These things that are pleasing you can hurt you somehow. Don't you draw the queen of diamonds, boy? She'll beat you if she's able. You know the queen of hearts is always your best bet. Now it seems to me some fine things have been laid upon your table, but you only want the ones you can get. Desperado, oh, you ain't getting no younger. Your pain and your hunger, they're driving you home. And freedom, oh freedom, well, that's just some people talking. Your prison is walking through this world all alone. Don't your feet get cold in the wintertime? The sky won't snow and the sun won't shine. It's hard to tell the nighttime from the day. funny how the feeling goes away. Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? Come down from your fences, open the gate. It may be raining, oh, but there's a rainbow above you. You better let somebody love you. You better let somebody love you before it's too late.
Hey fuckers, it's Tommy T here. Again, you have reached the end of episode 16. I appreciate you for sticking with us this long. Again, we did not have a winner for the end of the show code word, if you will, to be tweeted at the Ed and Tom Show. So this week, if you want a signed t-shirt, we will sign it on air if you are the first person to tweet us at the Ed and Tom Show this exact phrase: Ed likes little boys. Ed likes little boys. That is all. Peace out, fuckers.